This is Emily Dickinson, one of America's greatest and most original poets of all time. She took definition as her province and challenged the existing definitions of poetry and the poet's work. She was born December 10, 1830, in Amherst, Massachusetts, and spent almost her entire life there while growing up in an academic family. The images that you are viewing are pictures of the interior and exterior of her household in which she grew up, as well as some of her belongings that she had during that time. The house is now opened as a museum to the public. She was a very independent writer, but isolated herself from the public. Because of this, only a few of her poems were published before her death, despite the many poems that she wrote. Emily was educated at Amherst Academy, which is now Amherst College, for 7 years and then attended a female seminary for a year. Though the precise reasons for her final departure from the academy in 1848 are unknown, theories offered say that her fragile emotional state may have played a role, or that her father decided to pull her from the school. She ultimately never joined a particular church or denomination, steadfastly going against the religious norms of the time. Emily began writing as a teenager. Her early influences include Leonard Humphrey, principal of Amherst Academy, and a family friend named Benjamin Franklin Newton, who sent her a book of poetry by Ralph Waldo Emerson. In 1855, she ventured outside of Amherst as far as Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. There, she befriended a minister named Charles Wadsworth, who would also become a cherished correspondent. Emily wrote many poems during her lifetime, but some of the top few are Success is Counted Sweetest, Wild Nights, and I Felt a Funeral in My Brain. Emily had a sister named Lavinia and a brother named William. In 1856, William married Susan Gilbert. The entire Dickinson family lived on a large home known as the homestead in Amherst. After their marriage, William and Susan settled in a property next to the homestead known as the Evergreens. Emily and sister Lavinia served as the chief caregivers for the sick mother until she passed away in 1882. Neither Emily nor her sister ever married and lived together at the homestead until they died. Emily's seclusion during her later years have been the object of speculation. Scholars have thought that she suffered from conditions such as depression and/or anxiety, or may have been due to her responsibilities as guardian of her sick mother. After the mid-1860s, she rarely left the homestead. It was also around this time, from the late 1850s to mid-60s, that Emily was most productive as a poet, creating small poems without any awareness on any part of her family members. Emily died of a kidney disease in Amherst, Massachusetts on May 15, 1886, at the age of 55. She was laid to rest in her family plot at West Cemetery. Emily will always be remembered as one of the greatest American poets in history.